absolutely delicious. It's very unique too. Now next to Elliott Bay Oyster House, you'll notice that they are constructing a 175-foot Ferris wheel here. And it's actually been really cool because this Ferris wheel has, as I've been coming into work, I've been able to watch it grow, and it's really cool. Now when it is completed, we'll have a video about it. And the weird thing about this thing is each one of those dining cars is going to have air conditioning in it, which, if you've ever been to Seattle during the summer, it's absolutely beautiful. You don't need air conditioning. Now, when it was planned, it was projected to be about $13 million, but almost not, and I really don't think it's just because of the air conditioning. Now, after the Ferris wheel, we will see Pier 59, which is home to the Seattle Aquarium. Now, this is a city-owned aquarium, but you're not going to find any trained animal acts here. This is strictly a research and educational facility. So, no shamu jumping through rings of fire, nothing like that. But they are nationally recognized for an otter breeding program, and I won't lie, I think otters are just adorable. I went there a couple weeks ago, and I seriously watched the little furball kids for about half an hour. It's really cute. Now, they also do have a touch tank here, too, where you can actually feel starfish and sea urchins, too. And believe me, if you actually feel a sea urchin, it's a hug that you'll think you will never forget. Now, if you would like to go to the aquarium, we do offer a discounted ticket price through Argosy, so just stop by our guest services box again when we do get back. Now, right above this elevated freeway, you will notice this long beige and moon green colored building. This is Pike's Place Market, and I'm sure many of you have already visited Pike's Place Market. It's just kind of the thing that you do. Now, Pike's Place Market was created in the early 1900s when a bunch of produce sellers decided to get together and monopolize on the produce market. And in about a year, the price of produce went up tenfold, and this completely enraged the city and the producers. So they banded together and decided to create a place under the philosophy of meet the producers. So if you actually go here, you will meet the people that grow your veggies for you. Now, Pike's Place Market is also home to a bunch of craftsmen and musicians. There's a lot of really awesome guitarists there that will bust if you like to watch something like that. Now, they also have a fish toss, where they literally toss a fish 20 feet across the air and somehow catch it every single time in a newspaper. And honestly, the only way that you can eat fish from Seattle is when it's been thrown through the air. It just tastes better. Now, this long cement pier that we are passing right now, this is Pier 66. And Pier 66 is home to the Belle Harbor Marina. Now, the Belle Harbor Marina is one of the only short slip stays here in Seattle, where you can actually park your boat here for up to 48 hours. It only costs about $1 per foot, too. It's actually a lot cheaper to park. People will commute to work by boat because it is cheaper to park your boat than it is to park your car. If you have a rental, you'll know what I mean. Now, Pier 66 is also home to Seattle's first cruise ship terminal. The cruise ship terminal was built in 1996, and actually, if you look off to the starboard side, you will be able to see the cruise ship, the Norwegian Pearl, that was just docked here, and it's just leaving now to go to Alaska. Now, when this cruise ship terminal was built, it was built under the Field of Dreams philosophy. And does anybody know what that philosophy is? That's 100% correct. You build it, they would come. Nobody came down. 4 years before we saw our first cruise ship. And this was in 2000, with the Norwegian Dawn. Now, we expect to see over 200 cruise ships every year, and that's just shy of 1 million passengers. And for each cruise ship that does come here, it generates about $1.7 million to our economy. So it's a great boost for us. Now, right past the cruise ship terminal is one of my favorite places on the waterfront because it's a really cool story behind it. This is this mustard and gray colored building with a huge E on top. And this is home to the Hotel Edgewater. Now, the Hotel Edgewater was constructed in 1962 to house visitors for the World's Fair here. But due to construction delays, it wasn't actually completed until 2 weeks after the fair concluded. So, they obviously needed some money. So what they decided to do was take out ads in the hunting and fishing magazines. And these ads said that you could fish right out of your bedroom window. They would even supply the fishing for free. But, sounds like a good idea. But what nobody realized was that there are 10 to 15 pound salmon that live right below the windows. And I don't know if you've ever tried to reel up a fish that big, but it doesn't like it. It's going to cause a lot of collateral damage on its way up. And you can imagine, too, being on the 4th floor, someone on the 3rd floor has their window open. They're going to get a wake-up call that they did not ask for. Besides this, these people didn't really know what to do with the fish that they had. So they were putting them in salt water in the bathtub. They were stuffing them underneath the mattress, in the closets, just anywhere that they could find. And this obviously didn't bode too well with housekeeping. So they did have to conclude this practice in the 80s. But this is actually a place that the Beatles stayed during their 60s tours, and there's a picture of them on Life magazine fishing right out of their window. It's a pretty cool picture too. Now, next to the Hotel Edgewater is Pier 69, and this is this green-white building with a yellow sphere on the side of it. Now, Pier 69 is home to the Victoria Clipper fleet. Now, the Victoria Clipper is a high-speed catamaran that runs between Seattle and Victoria, British Columbia, and it'll get you there in about 2.5 hours. Now, to give you an idea of how fast this actually is, if we were to take this vessel, the Spirit of Seattle, up there, we would get there sometime tomorrow. And we pretty much are going top speed right now, too. Now, they also do offer a whale watching tour here, and they have a 98% success rate of finding whales because they have technology on board that locates them. So if you would like to go see some whales, I would suggest just hopping over here. It's a short little walk, and it's fairly priced too. Now, next to Victoria Clipper fleet is Pier 70. This is the brick red pier. And if you look at Pier 70, you'll notice that now, over its lifetime, it has been home to many different things, such as the Washington State Liquor Board Control, and it also housed the U.S. Coast Guard base for a while, too.